we cha ke moderate cha we ko ja we dai ku jo Iran be dai ba den we cha ke le we cha kamot and Daniel matak pa wo ken be dai ben zaman an ken be dai ben la ken ran ben nei ben ko ai ya nan ya ba la lai be ko lo kalia ban ka jam viak de pa Iran in to lai bi ten ko Iran bi en pin just wait here yam ben we cha kale yare de loy ke video dan ke na virana loy share pa yen ka ba lim tudun ko Iran ban in chale Iran dai ban ko yan matak ko ran shid brother bill look go on the way ko ban ya da ba ban loy join pa we cha ke le ngali ke ran ban ko thank you. Yen we check check barely one more time ko yanan bedin kan habal we wa gabu shoye ko yanan bagol fi barnamij den yen baya pa we check check le pa welcome to jing Padang media ko we check check le ban Iran pingu Iran we be ping le te Iran da Iran je che thank you very much ko we check check le jare de we ka chi en share an video Uh, work kila live last week. For live yellow I call it different. We ke live call one yen chalo ikan. Pa yen ade audio chalo share le kani chol WhatsApp tag to kira nen yo kuten ben. Kuna kan ke yo kabalo play ba de. Kwa yigra na bi ngot ke ping. lakin ke ye la bi yen wo brother bi look to ben ben lete e keni chol announcement ye lo rot we kwai kon we ping wodi en ki ba lo kier krang tar pin ten ade ko lo rot ken ro lo le de keni chol muzarat one protest yen ko bi ro lo kwa ko bi ke ran ben bu lo involved le yin bu lo tin yom talatin kana e char kana avede ke de ni chol muzarat one protest quite Luyan organized, we never know. Pa kene yen ko buk lek we jeng padang di dran che pin ko bi ngi jino yin imron nyai tim lano a che kelo bi ran wo wala ran yin baya part of it lano a chingi ngo yen a problem but in pani cho South Sudan also work e pana what they tao know what tao know is the same e pana what và Iran này in mấy ten you need to work hard and bye bye piet ko ya ka chak ting mà nó ye ne no lo nywa na yen tit ko ko jeng parang wo lo nya chi consequence de yen ba yo ko de to na no yen wan ne ko la gen wan chan wo jeng padang chan bug land terry wo lo nya re di de ma ganis for a long time la de vi gar wi do la ve lo join ko be ga ba ko be ko la de ma bi ke yo ko problem den ka pa ki ke gen le ko ko bi ri ma char gir up to now rani chol Johnson wulen ke garwi do la ngor ki ga taw ma genes dai ma ngor ke ko lu announcement riek ma char la dem be turn down kwa chi bi ya ben da ayo pa rani chol wulen we kai ko a cha ka tinga ke mai ju chi ke lu share chi ran ben ke lu share ke mai ke wulen chi ke jo da nu ku ke mai wan ke tiana lu la bene ka panal ben mo I took really live it na ready a long time ago when Iran in ping wo ku Iran in be ping ba den we jam live it na live video it na ready coordination loy wo loin ten ke ko ka nu ten abi padwa dang ku pade yin je ka kene no na chuk ping no ne nen pade yin no ne no lo ni no ne abi jo decide it no ben latin angor ko padang wala chik jo puga ni biro jo go mat jonto biro go mat gar wi dwal pa yene nen wulo ni kan ngi ku me long time te rino wulo ni chera na yo up to now chi yaran chera na yo pa ke yen dik ke wi go geng fa da ke ga mai wane ke ki wulo ni ga tian ka bi go we ben no ku jo ke ga riet ka cha ka ting no na chi no ke jo le la bana ga chen ke do chen ke dong ke yene nen wulo so bi a regret ke yen lano yen la rana lo a line ke no ku chuluk diamond chan bi re ke no wana chi rani cho lama kol ko lo de to lama kol chi lo wan e lo le ran ko bi no cha te ke yen tok na wana chi ben ye de chi ben lo regret ka chi ben yo ka ji pi horotum ka dogro nairobi ka la lu ya pale ji le jon garang for align ne ran ne lu ke ran kujin akala ke yen one day you regret ko wulo nywa no wo jam long time ready jin wulo nya chera na yu ko joi ko joi up to now wulo nya chu bi find out is not a io wa ken a good thing ke equipment ke yen one weapon kan wan ti ke ju tian ru ri ban ku riat ku nga ban ai chi io de riak ma char ki jot pa yen a good part ke we jeng pana also lanu yen ku wan yo ku lel ka ken lanu chan bi lu lu align ke yen ne no I check it call Mayor Rachel in Chamos. How are you? Billy look welcome. Cái điện này yên cả ban quy do có quy giếng bẩn. All protest yên bro lôi cái nữa. Có cái biểu hiện mấy tin rồi đấy. Quê này có biểu quay lôi advice. Ni ra này giếng hoặc là Iran này giếng Padang hoặc là Iran Arab giếng. It's up to you. Lakin wo giếng Padang I need to let you know là nó cái nữa. Protest yên lôi rồi. Cái này chi wo will be a part of it. Why? Because cái lối rồi kam de ayu cái nữa ina ko bi ko inwa ti na gora na bana part of it lana ayu di cái đèn nghe thấy chi a failure chứ hoàn nó nên Johnson của lôi ra nó lôi tari ra arka te afana chứ chắc ya lôi arka da afana you know và cái này actually a failure today you know man up to now be you decide whether be more lôi tari or be you give up and nobody know wo ko bu we galat ku bu we join kan protest yen bro lo in next next 10 days will ade protest lo road everywhere ko wo ro jo ti je e muzara de lo ro de nin ka wale chi chak te wale yen wo tong pya da yu ka ayu ya na ga la ke ti to ben bi ayu pya ka ayu wo bi a lo involved in ti ken jo ben ke during the war ma kala ni ayu ni ka pya ka pai dei ma chu ti ni ka pya wo gieng mà là bút đai let us see what go on ngui en bia option den ke ga yu ke piat kana ma jok dai ko we yu ke big piat up to name ya tin lekin ke dan ya ko we gieng na pa nai wo ne man jang den ka padang u lin ya chi ya ran chi ya regret ka ke lu yi ban ene man den wan ji tian ko ene but ken wan ji ge tian lu la mo je ne ka den ka chi ga zero up to now but you know a good part for him we good part ya dang le wo gieng padang kana nya kwa re de yen ke chro lo kayen ne na ayu riak ma chara je tub breda tub ka ka yi gar wi dol ka ulo nya jo ko tub tum ra ya re ko na nya ko da ta yi gen da re ko lo lu tub tin wo da ta nya ko re de chan bu ko tub ka jon ta ulo ka jadi kayen no ne jon ta ulo ni no na jam ne nwe wa ne ti ka jo no ne ta live karang je facebook je bana man I don't know ke ting wa chi ke ti pa ko wan chu lu ka can you cannot ally with somebody you don't even have a border baden chuluk ke yen ne no wala de ni border e wo ka pana wo de ni udut ma chuluk ka wo ka wan wo ka de re chuluk ko wo ka ngi re chuluk za up to now chuluk ngi wo ke pre ku ka yinde lekin chan bi re ka no re ne chuluk ke chi ko lo chan e too far re ko wo ke re no la no wo ka tiak no ruwe nga tiak ke no abre ke no e ne na pana lo ne wona yena padang da pana wo ka tiak no nga ben an tia ka no lekin chulu ka chi tia ka no lekin kene ka jo be ben man wan gol la ma ko len min 92 ka ko de itang ke wo de ki chom ko ku boko mar kro ke riek ma charo ke ki we nasir dik e ke ko ji le ke chulu ke no up to now I can achievement of la ma ko ka ga ka kor tum tu ita no lui ngui nobody know we yen failure ran karang lui ka bi en lui fail và với cái quan với đại usas ngor in cha be mot and welcome to Jieng Padang ya me ratio ko rana in cha rania in cha mot ko bilulu in ba palo twenga ma lano topic gun tere yen taw nyal ten acha nyogote loya nin ka chi luiran pa acha loya announce le Jieng Padang bu ja Jieng ba ne so whether allegation or like propaganda or like rumors, and then we need to alert our people. Come on, can big thing and go yellow road protest below a call. The Kaiga don't know at this time. Kuyen that a purpose the protest, yeah, to purpose. Yellow protest. What kind of protest it is? But below look in the ping in bagam time, Bala Twing when I did and book join Kalobi Ben. For you need to lay ready. But thank you very much. Bill look in Pengandi.
In Piang, Tiden got in document, but Queen.
Okay.
You can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ade audio. Bialin chamo. Ade audio chalu share. One. Ko aja ku jo audio kene tau te wale liu te. Yen audio kene aja matong chulu. Ko tina kangen ba lui play ko aba pol ko bill look abela tu.
اكيد قاعد
قام دخلوا فيه جيش
ودوا كلا يا طريقه يجاجيك
احنا كنا دايرين نحاول عشان نسلل هناك بيقفلوا طرق ده
ده الوقت قال لك
لما نحن بقينا مسخنين شديد اصل خلافاتنا مع حركه بيناتنا خلاف
ودوا كا بنتي انغن نقول
احنا كنا بنقصد نمشي بنتي عشان نضربه
اكيد قاعد
قام دخلوا فيه جيش
ودوا كلا يا طريقه يجاجيك
احنا كنا دايرين نحاول عشان نسلل هناك بيقفلوا طرق ده
Yeah, cái quay để quay giảm các với quay của này với phim với đi cái quay của này cái năng mình đi cho là toàn ở ngoài cái gì để làm mà coi lên ran giảm cái này one of the guy để quay qua này cái nak moy dir ke ne ni na bilulu ke na ran jam ke ne ke kai wan nak moy dir cho là to no wa ya win và ke ga ngi ki no ke kai ko la bien chang ta ba ne ke te wa la ke ji dit ya te su den ka ba lối play jan bi ran en ping e yinga ka jam ka ke kai ke no ka be de protest ke lối rot today la no ke kai je lwel ki lwel bien chang ko bi moy ku ku mo la kai te even that chi ton wai chi knock already ku ke ga ngori ga jam up to now fa ke cái jam ko ke quay cái lama ko fa yin in chale ja re ja biluluk yimala tun am link ko ja brother ngor ko link tana ba to je right away to him kana kan loy share on malaysia jama ba loy share ta lakin ngor ba to je fi your inbox can bin la ben fa biluluk yimala tun brother ka loy link ni share.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Daniel Matetek, for the wonderful introduction. Tong Jieng. But before I get into the analysis of this particular topic, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce this topic in English. And before we get into the analysis of it, I would like to read out the paper so that most of you, the viewers, can be able to have the full understanding of what we are actually hosting this program. So bear with me. Let me bring to you the document. The document of the Planet Popular Uprising protests. So let me bring the paper to you. This is not surprising, ladies and gentlemen. People have been talking about popular uprising being orchestrated or planned by the supporters of the opposition parties that are outside the revitalized peace agreement. So this is a very coordinated, massive popular uprising, mobilization, and rallying going on through the mass media communication. So most of us are aware of it, and you should not be surprised. So before I get into the analysis of this paper, I would like to read it out to you so that you can have a clue. The headline of the paper goes like this. The People Coalition for Civil Action, PCCA, condemnation. I think I got it wrong paper. This is not the paper I want. I have so many paper on my file, so. This is also supported by the women group in South Sudan. I don't know who these women are, where they're located. Women of South Sudan. Declaration in support of the People Coalition for Civil Action. August 17, 2021. That's when they dropped this press release by the women group. We, the women of South Sudan, after thorough deliberation and having carefully read the declaration of the People Coalition for Civil Action, declare our full and unwavering support to the coalition. Our rights, our spirit are uplifted by the coalition non-violent call for change in our country and a clear vision for the country. For women who have endured tremendous suffering, this message of peaceful change resonates very well. During the liberation struggle, the women of South Sudan play a central and vital role. Women fought in the front line, and others provide logistical support to the army, took care of the wounded soldiers, and women whose husbands were fighting took over household as the sole breadwinners, taking care of children and the elderly, feeding the army, and become the key producers in the economic front to sustain the war airport. This airport brought about the independence of the Republic of South Sudan. Despite this airport, the role of women has been undermined and their suffering continue. We, the women of South Sudan, had expected, after independence, better life for ourselves and our children. Unfortunately, we, the women, have suffered tremendously together with our children over the last 10 years. The failure of government to control violence in the countryside were frequent episodes of cattle rustling, the wars of power struggle, and communal violence have all had negative impact on women. The women of South Sudan are disappointed with the following. Number one, voting for the independent and conflict. After voting more 52 for the separation, women had hoped for better life for their children and their country. However, the war in 2013 started and led to the deaths of our children, our fellow women, and our community members. This senseless war was uncalled for and created human suffering. In July 2016, another conflict erupted in South Sudan when South Sudan was implementing the peace agreement. Many people lost their lives, including women and children. It also disrupted the livelihood of women. Despite the different peace agreements signed, there is no political will to the implementation to the agreement. Therefore, women see no hope for a tangible peace in the country through the current agreement under the current regime. Number two, economic situation. In 2015, we, the women of South Sudan, note the economic downfall of South Sudan, which led to the poverty and a large number of women begging on the street with little or no support from the government. This situation today continues to worsen, and women bear the most effect. Number three, high rate of poverty. More than 90% of South Sudanese women are living in poverty without any support from the government. The government has neglected the poor women, and support women. The poor people are getting come from foreign donors, NGOs, and the churches. Number five, management of public resources. The women of South Sudan are saddened with the mismanagement of resources, where government officials own millions of dollars, while the poor South Sudanese have nothing. If this money was managed well, with the proper accountability system put in place, the economic situation of South Sudan could have been better today. Number six, 35% affirmative action. 35% affirmative action that was allocated to the women of South Sudan has been implemented, only having the same women who are being appointed for those positions and have stayed in power in Juba for the last 16 years. If the 35% affirmative action is only for these same women, then the women of South Sudan are not sufficiently represented in the government. Number seven, high rate of unemployment. Many South Sudanese women and youth are unemployed in South Sudan. The cities of South Sudan only depend on the private sector and NGO to employ them, while the government continue to neglect the public sector by not paying salaries and benefits on time and by not creating more job opportunities in other sectors. Number eight, public hospital neglected. About 14,000 women die every year from maternal mortality. Women, children, and the poor people are dying every day from diseases that are preventable. If only there was access to quality health care services. The hospitals do not have electricity and water and depend on foreigners to supply water using water tanks. Doctors and healthcare workers have not been paid salaries for a month or even for a year. The salary for doctors in South Sudan is less than $10 a month. Number 10, education sector neglected. The education sector is left to the hand of NGOs. Teachers have not been paid salaries for a month, and their salaries is less than $2 a month, which hardly come on time. Organized forces. The organized forces in South Sudan are not paid salary on time, and their salary is less than $2 a month, and usually take up to 6 months before they get 1 month. You can all imagine what happened to their salaries are not paid on time. We do not expect the organized force to keep law and order while their children and families are sleeping angry. Number 11, women are not protected. Gender-based violence, including raping, is regarded as a normal practice in South Sudan. People are given impunity. And only those without connection are tried and later released. Recently, Minister Mayen, instead his wife, and different women groups called for his dismissal. The regime has taken no action because voices of women in South Sudan do not matter under the current regime. Number 12, tribalism, nepotism, and ethnic division. South Sudanese have been divided by this regime into a tribal group. We demand unity as a nation to help us protect the sovereignty of this nation from any foreign invasion, to end the killing, the rape, the abuse, and the harassment of women, and to recognize the contribution of women in the liberation struggle and their right to equal share of power with men. We, the women of South Sudan, in the diaspora, are calling upon all the women of South Sudan to join the People Coalition for Civil Action. We invited all the women to come out to the street and to demand change peacefully, to ensure a better future for our daughters, our sons. We must rise and put an end to the failure of leadership in South Sudan. We must rise to end corruption, war, violence, and ethnic division. Peaceful demonstrations are scheduled for the 30th of August 2021 all over South Sudan. Women working in the government and in the private sector are asked to stay home for the duration of demonstration. Women shall wear black clothes, and those who might not be able to join the demonstration to turn their profile picture black on social media to symbolize the suffering of the people of South Sudan. We call upon the public to like and follow the People Coalition for Civil Action on Facebook page for popular updates during this critical time. Victory to the South Sudanese women. Victory to our people. The people shall prevail. And then this document was actually signed by so many women. I don't want to read their names, but the document is available there. It's floating on the social media. So most of you will be able to have access to it on social media whenever you need it. So I don't want to read their names. So many people have actually signed. I mean, so many women have signed this document, up to 31 members. So this is one of the documents, but there are the main document from the, let me bring it to you.
elwa le de pe Padang wale yen ko wonen ngot
ai pepe ke ko wai to won te ke dia chen nim kuot ke ga chiga join the call for the popular uprising, which is a popular protest that is being orchestrated or planned by this group so-called People Coalition for Civil Action. So the women group of South Sudan organized themselves into a coalition as well. Both in diaspora and back home, they come together and they endorse the agenda of protesting on August the 30th in South Sudan. So the protest is going to be launched on August the 30th of this month. So the main purpose why we are coming live at Jieng Padang is to come and urge our respective constituencies of where we come from, to urge our people to refrain from being part of this protest. And we will give you the justification why we are coming with this message. So the reason why I'm trying to share this message with you is to alert you generally ke we dia ke Jieng Padang ka gun to on ke Jieng Padang, because media can ke jamrol the Jieng Padang unale ben gaman. We can actually extend the same message to we Jieng Koke that no ye in protest lo plan ke dangerous ukache for your life. We are just here to advise you ko media, to caution you ko media. Lakini abajala ngor kila tu ngubana la protest abija akudu kene, because we respect your constitutional right. Bakadu te chatak blowy bukudu lowy. Lakini ko ke garod join kwa ke biok live ko Jieng Padang media ke bu wek ben join ke we Jieng nan ne Padang in particular achan o go we jamrol dun uke ko wona go tingu pia the week ene ye kulwel ene ye kulewe rol pia dun bagen dedi. Lakini na an ben am pia ku ye part of this group te mane diar ki jam ga ke ku jela ye no group me jam ke chol People Coalition for Civil Action. We are part of it, whether a man mojo men nya. Ke right, we respect your constitutional right. A chan bala gurun won wi. Chira la bin kran. Lakin ko je garod join. So ke biok la ko Jieng Padang media os ke bu wek ben join ke we constituencies ke Jieng Padang. That no ke lorot kene ye na betu di we ko. Chan ko ke lo le na ga betu di we ko. Ke bi ko dunu by a day to by a day nya get by a day to ku tong tong ga to a je chere, especially on ko Jieng Padang kwa kene ko we yo ko we ko ke Jieng Padang na de yin na chi piet baga part of that protest in loro ku yin the same message na le ko we Jieng nang whether to apanal wala to fi Equatoria wala to fi Bargadari we ko yo ku le yin protest in loro kene a chi piet ke protest we lo wa mu, especially yin ki Jieng ade ko yunte ke to wonga ke mugden rebel ke jay dor biga fara ba dor to ko tin man tin ati ko tin to yene gurum ya ga man ke jam le yene ke peaceful protest ake peaceful ya na de ke to chin ko ke de chin den ke ga chi ro tian ku yene ke coordinate ke ko to wonga ke mugden ku ko ja to tin ke yenya ged within ku ke ro jalo le o ke do aki ke ko ke do e kene na yekule we ke we Jieng Padang wale ku we Jieng nan te to fi Junub Sudan ban ku taw tin finnam there no protest kana ikira ruwi protest kana akin frek ke garan ti dang num ku ke we chan ke le ye na bu kuma bu wit through popular uprising ku popular uprising gane e ke coordinate ke ko un mu den to kwa kene ye ku tin ke risky to life of our innocent people ka un tin gi sigderi ke ku le yen lo ki sugur angi ku yin inde na wagdu ki yesi den sa Junub Sudan ku taw ki ye Jieng bi el de jinu ni de ko don jama na bandu gop e ye ku le yen nti gulu dictate ke ku le yen daman bi ko chwet bin chwet du bin loy ay tiok kwa yen lu ku sugur ku palo ke ko kwon ga loy do ka ku kol bo go chwet le miya kin bi ko duona piondo ba jara loy lakini popular protest ken loy ke riya gana riga fi ngi ga tati kwa we ko je le ye na ke peaceful a ye na ke ta fo ka fol big lui protest e ken ke lwe achene tan tawo ne kan kada ngati ade ga tatin kada ngade ibi kike jinga lo le yene tonga de ibi ku chaga lo le ke lo le yene ogla chong lo ko lo re tak de ngade atul for tin la kwa enge ke ngiku ka intelligent ngiku inka yo we ban lek ko e jing Padang media so kene ne yo we yo ulela we dom krot ko ke we constituencies ki jing Padang ke we jing anto pi jinu Sudan kuna e jinu bidan judang pay woni ge bila dang ko yepe ngitong ni jing yine ko lima ye please refrain from this so called peaceful protest. It's not peaceful because this protest is actually being coordinated with the rebel that are against this peace agreement that is now undergoing implementation in South Sudan by the revitalized transitional government of national unity. So this so-called peaceful protest is not peaceful. It is coordinated with the rebel that are refusing to be part of the peace agreement. So these people are actually against the peace and the stability of our country. But the movement will come when you will be able to cast your own ballot next year. So we are urging you, and we are actually kindly advising you and asking you to refrain yourself to be part of this so-called peaceful protest. It is not peaceful because it is coordinated with the rebels that are against the peace. And so this is another way to sabotage peace agreement. Even in this letter I just read out, the women have said it very clearly that they do not trust in this peace agreement. That is exactly, they're speaking the language of the rebel. And this is very dangerous. So anyway, we are not here to dictate your right. It is up to you to make your own determination, whether you want to be a part of this protest or not. But we are advising you, this is very dangerous because the rebel around the country are actually coordinating with the very same protesters who claim to be peaceful. But matter of fact, they are not peaceful. Their intention is very clear. They are using the popular uprising, and at the same time, they are using the violence to attempt to topple the government of national unity. So this is why we are coming live to urge you to refrain yourself from being part of this so-called peaceful protest. It's not peaceful. The fighting is going on as we speak in Greater Afana region. And now you are coming to say you want to launch a peaceful protest? Where are you going to launch a peaceful protest when there is a tension all over South Sudan? There is a tension in Equatoria. People are being killed along the highway. The same thing is happening in Bargazal. The same thing happening in Afana region. What kind of peaceful protest are you talking about if you are not actually coordinating this so-called peaceful protest with the rebels that are refusing to be part of the peace agreement? That is why we are kindly and politely requesting you as innocent people of South Sudan, please be patient and give our leaders who have signed this peace agreement to implement it to the letter and spirit. And by 2022, we shall be participating in the election, and all of you will have the opportunity to cast your ballot in accordance to the desire of whoever you're going to vote for. So that's how you are going to determine your destiny as South Sudanese, by casting your ballot. So please refrain from this violent uprising that is going to be staged on August the 30th of this month. So this is a friendly advice, and it is up to you to make that determination, to be part of it or not to be part of it. So we care about saving your life. Thank you very much. Cái ka book ben jam ji ka ke ku yin bagyo be dom ko ten wore ba bay woni ne men wore ga de kana bye bye to ni de ko bak twati ni ten ku ngor ku den gitin
ai ngor ati ngor pa ben mantino ko sherer ko ya I don't know in chứ karang du yin lo nyin ngor ko yin ko bogam furta jan in chứ ti den lo topic chi lo confuse ngô quên ngô gia một việc rồi là cái này chứ cái chấm bè luôn understand on là cái nãy giờ quy duyên tiọc ngót ấy
Yes, Daniel, yes.
I welcome nó chỉ pin bài trò là rất đẹp rồi chứ ghẻ mà.
Bien, look, how are you?
Yinin chuga
Incha
purut
more
yin
than
chuga
Incha
purut
no
tong dengor lanu bira rere ridi je
welcome.
good bira gam purut ko book job lo kwen
No,
paper
no, no.
lanu take a long time
Yen
anyway.
and chibi be jam en kan ke won chitri wel ne ke wi bel wel gan an chi ya confused on te ken tri gen explain lagin ka yen yen ye ke pe en bi letter tri wel lagin be ko lo advice
Yeah.
adik di ko kana ke keren jai na le chiro jo lo ke jarwe la ke chi ngek bi wan kede Jonathan ulinya chugla ilwela ngoko o be anak on lwela ka chibu kwa ngulwela ngin jaya kukera na ayo manen kana ayo thok ayo kwen kana manangor ke lwela kata chimane koy ken ko chi kod sa dantwi chi kod sa dantwi kele bugle koy ko achie bu ko lui protest ene kele bike jam mana ke bu ko jare kon chirko an lwela goyan dor gala chakede Daniel Trump chaloi plagiarize on channel will let for down people stand by and stand up. So that the message let them stand by and stand up. Achana kinto gane kene chike chi bile look luele nenki yo lo use ke wonte e old man adwogo ni jafol de koy we big protest lo
Ngala.
kene lo ke by fanden lagin word ke fadang to ben e protest ko lo protest lo yin ju gol bin ci mane ruwen ngi tuti lo na protest lo in kan e re bolangor gre un ku protest bi ja peaceful ke atalo ni dalle ke chat ku le koy lo ha mo ke triga wi bi su bi credential maskas bi lo fi badang by all means ke set up set up atikan tikini ndede kwe bakada nga dedi ti chien kon kwen ku je ping ma koy ke badang ka chin le oksin ya bungot ke le kwe wan led bade na chule we wan kwa cha ke dedi kwa chi pet be koy rod bira grade biata tin ke di le ma kol won chin le le ndani la ngi ko e ki lui gang up enwar kulel ga ke lo no ne ke fet na le ke le dugo ku ko wan chule ke ko padang ene ke be ben duk tin legine chi a too late now it too late ne Johnson ulen it too late ne chuluk supported one to lui gang up enwe e kana mani ke ga chinu ke bela chobe no wane ke ok de dio nyin to lui logen Johnson ulen ya chilu ke da chilu ke da ayo hey le akira na ayo now what happened now she will be of me credit kai wane o like lu na yelu de no lu so what koy ka dang gol kren gol financial abia ale godang e protest kana achi den ko ji ko mi ajo we ko cham go we kun ne ko chi lu protest den dan don jo mi ajo we e dia ja jam ne gala o ke lu abuse o lu ya abuse e dia gal lu abuse e runa ngai che lu protest di se wan ngo kini ko lui protest o yo le ko nok o yo le mi ko padang ko la di ke di form ngo chi ko lui protest ake ke chi ulin jo tingi chi jo chop ena jo le la jala kwa ko le o lui protest ke ulin get out here
Ache jade yu lo nye ke garu dual ke ataw to metrilo ke ran lui ko threaten pi Equatoria ku fon malonga wana kana pi ke ga
kini
ga
ko
ti
lui
jo ko ni
protest
de ru taraban ran rebel pi junu sudan gelo we ga la ke chandi
Sister the Catholic wana ke chorko lo no ko chengale de kanisa aka cheng lebuka nok chi lebuka bai be ne ku jar ke what kind of protest dia ka daru ninge dia le ni nimchiro aka we bi ke la nok ne ke lo protest then when remember protest beta G10 it was planned like this protest beta G10 which bena result into what and I bena result into a civil war of 2013 Kirmayadi da chibi chobaya. I chibi chobaya. In the kid one, they I think I disagree is the government, but I chibi chob that like that. Jalwela ke people civil action. I chibi chobaya ki the chene a majority of South Sudanese. Kagelwela yini ki jabajal, we bend yera and be weak. Can a venja legin be a Luka gang up like a loyal. Ko biga kada jit lagin kumala Ethiop I will one to again ping one last week. Ayi junubim machakal be loy will look la chumal I see so que a lebra and jokar la panyal.
Ku chiki gar witwal ke ulo ni tawten. Ngore
No at all it and lagina kingla at all target. I kick a calan log a child let Luenbe. A log a child let Luenbe. But she get in chuck. It in the coffee.
I check in chakra ngai
ke
chirai.
demo. E man gen tawten di cholo ulo demo de to de chaga to pa.
Ulo nya ki dir war pai ni. I kira antong nam ke yeno jeje ban ko.
Very yan ga wan mo mo no ya do malaka. Very ya check en mo.
I kira ne mo, I kira ne mo.
So koi kwan koi bukan mad protest. Lazim a chetin protest kan ning kapai loy ke protest atau gi padang len cuman kada oyol. Ku ye cha la loy to pay. Ku cha che loy be padang. Ke ka de ke loy protest ka. Ku lo wi rai da nge cha la we to pay kwa e pa na wan. Lakini yi nonsense gala le o diar o ki go loy o yile e kai lor sa ke dia
Ma ke diar ni na ngor ke diar no ne tene ke diar ti ke lu abusive ke yin lu abusive the same day ku lu protest the same day or lu suing lu ko sue the same day I ke be yin lu abusive 3 years ago
a chan ngi ja chi cha bam padang chi begam akala tem 3 go de dia a chan bi dia bigyo ben baden a bi de to ki manu chi ne lu litrik akuma de junu kana cha kuma be shi da kuma taiwan
no ma yen kidi ngor ting wan protest wan lo
pa ni chola baile na chi ro wi man wan piang lo pi madinga wi wan tio ke kidi yuen kede na lo ki peaceful ene ku wi ka lagi ninge kidi on kan ulinya man a wi bi koy lo attack anytime angor kide denga enta in trick ki enu el ben gala ka denga ke no me ke kai lor dengo ka to gi yen so achi wi bi koy ko lo suicide ku ja koy log dia ba de no so ra lo protest after bukere 2013 bukon ko lo yi pagana mom G10 bukon calculate e ngo ben a result into it one lo le ka spelam lo protest peaceful ben a result into what so leki ke dia ko padang ka
I can protest the peaceful
padang ka yin tri di chega tai de ro ke mung ro ke ni chega tai kenera la pa na jing blopur
but in ngor I can protest peaceful to fi junubiten kanati wan loy protest wan pani chola Upper Nile northern Upper Nile that no protest the jat wan loy ke kene jat wan loy ke kene jat no protest the jat ben yede wan chen ko ben yum nim ko ko ben awogo we ye kene jat lani jat ngi ko wodi ke wo jat very dangerous le ko le ki na protest jalwe le ke protest against the government kuku wani ye protest against oil against the government which ben are resolve ke pa yene kene
ake protest South Sudan aki teme ya ko ye pen protest akuma be ya na ko protest lo lakini aki did not the right protest a protest lo ko na ka pe lui ko full lui ko blind full lakini we are not here buglo la junubin do ko protest do lo because of a country of democracy lo South Sudan a country of democracy a country of democracy the citizen they cry big protest lo but not like this kind of protest.
Let me add something to that point jalu elin ban ngoroku kuja Daniel protest would be a TikTok when ke oga concern ka kana protest they quite on the cheap plan people coalition for civil action protest then can e coordinate the grable to on ko to on e yinga ataw to metrilo ati ko Juba ujala on ki Equatoria de bi protest lo tin ka moy ko lang do bar ga dal tui ato ran ti pol me karang
malong
pol malong awa ati koy ko ning de ran lu protest region ta bar ga dal kin mojiti na le ben lang na panal ken kana to ran ti Johnson uloy kwa to ran ti kwa to mo burdol kujela koy ko la ruru to ten you see ekene wagbai ene yogon wele kene protest kene ache people ko ja ke tinga gade ke yes yedin wala ke social organization len kiro organize can big kene big loy ke passive ke passionate supporters krebol ke ga against the peace agreement kene so ko ko bi ko mong ni pin ko le yen gade peaceful protest loy ku jala ke rebel to ngom abi jola ke jaro roj ku ko ya ko mo ti ne ten je tong rom ke man bi ga hukuma be gen chabago e kene no we yo
ke yen ken no ki jay yen ken bilu en bilu ko ki misi ja chu misi dakana chu wel ke ping chabre di junub ko mis ke padang o ya me media ken ja chu ko go chu ko lo warning ra len bi jola lui protest de ke bin jola yo abija your own problem lagi na chu work chu kelek this is not the right protest for you to be a part of it chol ko lo protest ken lo ki ga success for it ka be a success for us all in kan wan gol tong tar ko wan ke wan lo bil pam ke ma jodi wan in ka wan jel fi jongale ko in ka wan jel fanaru ko man de ken bana ka da ben in liberation so an de ko lan ji lo ki ken lo ki legin not with the name of Padang wo Padang we have a lot of things to do protest about it ache yi ka akuma re jibo akin gulu wok dar lebi ko jo lui protest chara kin aki lo ita ku mi ko la wait pa panda ko ja to gi ku ke lo la ke jadene ko no ki man mi de ke dir ke deform ko chira lo protest about it on gali o chi lui teachers they are not being paid ku ja lo la wok ya lui protest adia le ke lo adia ke
adia
ko win ngoro ku ke ba made poni yo go lu ke challenge ko ko media ko la wa ya ko pen man diga lu protest ko wan ti protest yen lo areas kuni ke ba lu ke de prek de protest wan ti lo e pa lo ke ye people ku ke specific reason lo ki ku ke de nu government de confident nu ke de na ki director ke grando lekin ko ja ko la we ko che peaceful protest ke lo plan ko du ke director ke nya ge to kwa kene ke citizen ko aye ke victimize akiyo jam go emedi ye kulele kene
we don't want that
it endanger the life the innocent people ayini rana innocent message kene ka kudu wa lu ke request achaka with baga part of kene inke ku ban le we ga tongi lakin de ne yogu ni ke
aye na che media di bi ko lu debate in intre ke jade message below far we don't have to debate on it Iran Chol Daniel. We don't have a debate but there and by ku ben jam because Iran ben by then Iran ben jam again because ko kan ek win ek bir ya ga support
no ma ai mấy cái là cái nên ngor cái con jam ten mà pro cái lo understand lo ku ten ai che protest en pengu Iran bu lui join a protest the work jeng dan on work ki radio en jeng ban up to you wala bala wa chi balo jeng na yo go ja jeng Padang ka yo ke dik balo protest le ki ran ga ten lo ngo jeng ko work ki jan work ki protest lo prevent we cannot prevent anything but we want to tell to our people don't be a part of this so you can be a part of anything but our people will not be a part of protest but you guys can continue to protest lanu kana mikala nin ngor ko ja yin bilu protest ade connection lanu ade different ade definition the protest luin ride in going in chuan che loy kana oil wan ye oil any lui protest against the government lakin kene mana protest yen juk loy kene aloy ki against a government lana regime
ko leta won chitri kwen kene kin gidedi leta won chitri kwen kene
no
what
ma
the letter say.
ma ngor ma chi ke pin ke di chit ke chi yit ke na ka tau te na ma yit ke na chi ngi ta ba na chi ka tau te na ke yit ke
Ashik de di
I
ke pionden. Ke pionden.
I
Ke
yen
pionden ke lo
yen
yen ngu lo.
an bi jo jal an
Chanin
bi
ke lo
jal
la
ba ka
bu
jo
ku ma
wan
bi chop. Inke mana
an bi
de.
jal ba ka jo wan lagin ba chakale je chantin chak yenen ku kidi kaka alwele ya chikede tuwe ku ke ben e ben derun ka tagi ke yi ka wan chalwel en kian che jam lwet koy ko
Hey,
we jiten
thank you very
koy
much.
ko we je koy dai ran a ku kal e kay pour te ben kon gol dagadi a koy ko ke nya gule ha u bu thor kunale le ben da man so ka chi ga yok yen badang
ma
ya I know
yigen
how e kay pour te ben libade
a yigen
ye
ye na
so
ngor a yigen
akang
a
ya je
yigen
ngone
protest
consequence e kay pour te ben
a yigen protest yen lo rot ken yen ngor ma ko ke tuji ke nim ko luyen organize wala ko luyen generate a che ke blo e ko ke tuji ke nim tin jan ko ja moy be ko dong ke chen ma yen ken na lo rot a che wo mu ko mai
I
wal ya
Kiyen I kai personal with experience. I don't support this uprising protest be padang be a part of it. I will be a goal area the padang. Na la ke koi ke padang ke ga bi disadvantage la yok. Chiman wan kono ga jai kede ulo ko ya chi nyin ben welo gala kel with the wel ku na wan ba da ker ki jakila ga ma ka wan ko fa dang wel kin joti kwa ngor ku man ke de ko je ne e ke wel ka be ku wel kel with ku ke ye kel wel ku ba de big be ben the same people ku wel ka wan wel war ku fa dang media ya ke
ya
yi
yi
kayo ka ting ka chir ke yi Jesus ke tinga Muhammad
ke ga lui ke kana ngunde a lui ke kana karanga ngunde ke ne ka tau la no ngunde na lui ke history de yen ko wo ki lui kana ngunde ka ngunde no ne na chiri yok mo ta ra yin no ting ri ka mi la ko juba te ne ke ka ngunde ban pa ke ke
O
ngor
ma
ka
tek
ma
tek.
ya
Kwe kino mi jo believe mane. Achin wen wel wan wala yene ka chi ngunde predict. Kulela yena kera ne cham. Akena be bany. Ene be nom to Junu Sudan. E mantin the very same people ke followers ke. Ke ka jero gwa be wel. Era ne cham kene wan chi ngunde chi predict. Asu gwa be ra. Kuma na ga be tin wan kulela yene ye gar witwal. Aken ge chi ngunde wel. Aja ku jero tam den tong iro lo. Kada ke ku wan ngunde.
ala ya ke
very funny
Akwai ji
very
jogune
funny
e for
very
federere
funny
ngune vijane nganto ngwen joguna wane ache bere
ngun
ye gar widwale
ngun
ne ra ci ngunde en
asama
politique
asama nying legin wel ko ngunde ka ka ben no to la ka bela dong ka ran to wadang te le ke to ka chi mir a be dong ka ran to ka che ran be dong chan ka nge ke
kiyen
pole de ben
wak baka jo wan guy thank you
và yin chuk le ya de ban ngor ko wok bi log de 20 minute or 25 minute wo bi log jo dek pe nyai chuong du yin lan bran bai ran bu ben lui debate ko wo chi lui debate kana chu wi và wo ka da wo ge message yen toy ko bi le kai ko wo ka na de ran da wo bi ben ba din bu wo join chan bi wo ben be lui more information also ka nya ko bi ben ka yen chi wo ke liep to ko non ti ne ka che da man bi chen và yín in lo ba your one your message
ai
your last message ko
daman bi wa ko jo bai ke daman Saturday bi jo ben bag jo ben jam bag
Saturday
lo misi achuk lo ya now one
yeah
ayen dan de ke yok bi jo ben diatin wala dan enting ake ya ki jaben lagina man do ko bi ka be wok be lo stage pe che stage wonen lo wa nan sama
no Saturday ene welcome le everybody so
so
na
ko
de
yen
debate
de
ka book lo Saturday yeah lakini before
bye
Saturday ka ko ka pa nya yin chuk le thank you we koi kwan ka jeng Padang we dai ben we chuk ke le ya ready pa thank you very much back live dan je back lo share also và gấp cái nó gam biluluk ran yenpai la bi ken brother ngora ko em ngi chi era one of the fight one wo ke chul ko wo jam via ka kanak padang kwa chi ka yen lui believe up to now wo ngoro wo tau tin de ma che la we ken wo lo nwa no kon wo cho bet ne screen nyen all the time tene video nyen tene ko ai ba na yi ku lo lo nya chera na ayu ngo don we ko lo support kwa chi ke gam up to now wo lo nya na ro ke ga ayu vậy chứ kẹt cái riêng mà chờ bên có quả nó của lười nó có biết cái bè lưới nó là pro ta bè lưới của lưới là quê cái bên là lá cái pro ta thì cái nó có muốn giờ lưới giếng ở phát đàng để cái đây đun quả liên giếng ở bên ra đó rare do yin protest can very dangerous lana protest against the government I keep protest against anything lano ade protest ka tege ade wo baglu muzara de kan jas kuloi ge mazara de kan ngo kuloi ge mazara de kan ngo mazara ka tege lakin mazara be connect ke rebel ki mana lo wo rebel pia to gena jo ka mazara lo ko ga to no mente fa yen kan yen ko bu ti we ko iran ya na ko ten biluluk in bela twen brother ngor in chule jere de ade ran nang wo ben kada wo che de be de ma chu wel message yen toy ku bi le gieng na ne yen ping ben pa iran be ben ale te just make sure kada wo ke message ku yin ko ya ben ba ben jam ko wo lakin we not need to debate now on Saturday. You can join us on Saturday, whether you speak English language or Arabic language or whatever language you are, and join us on Saturday. So we will open for public on Saturday, but today we open for just the message. So we look, twin brother. Thank you.
Di ka fa in ke nyok Daniel ka yo go ke we tu ka tolo kwan ban ke bio ka dan dai ke da ke message but just to come and advise our respective constituencies ke to on ke jing Padang ja we ke we jing kubra ku jila junubin as a whole that no e protest lo rot kene ke protest re chok ke ko won to ko won again is peace kwa kene in ko gen lo kene get something information le we can based on intelligence gathered ko kade very strong concrete evidence wonen ñu wodnu ade ke ci rugna ke ci rug ko to on jela ko to tin a ko je en le big lo cha nam ga ke ko won ga rebel support ku ke ga to ko within e kene ke ci intelligence classify ya kwa kene in ke ga lu we ga haj ke we citizen ta jinu Sudan will awake working a friend from this kind of popular uprising. Kuyen ke danga ki ngiye ka again is a peace agreement. Again is a peace agreement a chan bu la yen national unity government kula ka bin nyaay bailen way. Rebel tawong ati ko ko bi ko mo ko ti. Pi Bargadal, pi Equatoria o kwa Panal. I can protest the law all over the country. Ka bai ka nyal ka bai de ito. Ade ko ki do wi e kene ene yo we lim ko we junubi kula we a kira lo chana particularly ko we ko jing Padang anye jene confident we a kira am lo chana mlemia whether to pia bie wala to ruwing wala to malakal to pigi wala to korplut wala to balit wala to adong to gala chol wala to kogo wala to malut to paloj to ren a kira am ko bi lo chana kal okay message kene lu rotani protest kene ci lo plan ngalo la biro lo de 30 ko le ni tok te diak epeni kene le yena bi ko lo chan na de men no Padang we ga ten wal de men jing ko pi junu Sudan e yenu le yena ka lo chan inchug lin a ci ko be a part of that protest kene bi der yam a chanen ko ja kay ci ni ala tong ci man ter tong mana pa na ala man giemo wa kene ke kire e ko to ataw ke tin na ngiki ake ga ko ga royut angi jinu porta da boro loy e ko bi la porta da boro loy kere bula bi rut jode won ken to ko tin wa bi ga te ka bi loy e kene nge ke yoka nge ga loy wa yen wo lim ke grer ke be kuni nira le ni jo lo chana ni ga lo chana ko bi ukumo abi ke de jo tin achim ye kwene lwe de dai le we gulo we gira ne lo chana o go kin gide ni chol tie gas o kin tie gas uno ko nyu o ko tiai pe akiye ku lo use
A live bullet.
anya ye hukuma da ne tare ne we ye hukuma da ne ginu Sudan tan ya man ne tare ke ye tare da man tin ge mo ke ko to ati ko ti ade to Equatoria Bargadal wene ye ya pana kwa kene yo we lim ke we ko bilai don ko we kun tew in riski we na bu kuru jola lo elem yak ja ko do an ye junu we ki pyamit ti manun tay ki go wore got ka jujun tay gen da lo ban ade yo ke lekin ngo gulo le yen election ay go tyo 2022 wala bulo 2023 ti ci ken gatin peace agreement ke yen na bukti en ke daman ket bawo bandun bagen jo ben ge ran don pion don wiki te bagen jo loika lakini man tin a yoga chi pet in protest protest da chi pet kene nke lim gudu dun a chan chak be a part of that violent protest that you plan so jakarod wai pin gure ki be kuni kene ka message le we ga ban ga we je in ma tek ka yoga ko je chin gi da yo kun te bu ko na no kada ka ya di bai bas ka chin go le bro debate ka yo ka woni jam ku le ye na ku protest ka wan ka lo be kuni e we ko ga padang yet kada ni yo ku le ke a che ka won direct ka ga ran te to kada ka to within ku ke le ne go i man bi le yin la lu protest ne ko no mi din ku bu ku du pin en le yin chana e sabab chunu ku ye ngan to biyani kwen go ki ko wa e protest kene ke protest len ti lo politicize ku ye ne de favorable wa e kene abi deriyam nke ko we join ka yo argument da ke very strong ka tira an ben chai le ke ko yun te ke ke wora ke got an ye de ki tene ba de ke nyong to wen ke luel bet ke luel yen hukuma tan nyal kene ke national unity government anye in ke language ka lakini ne code communication na je lo yuzu ulela ke peaceful akin ke peaceful fi yeno bu ko jiten wo chu kale ayo wora ke taw ki ten ku
ai
ba ka
kanaka
dilo ko
ai kanaka ba ti ten when yen warga when queen yen starting the protest and in warga can dia ka Sudan ke lo abusive and all of this yen starting the protest wala the protest aja ngor ka de de yen ku ja ka ya in included chano de warga
no
de
ke taw ki in dan yelo
mhm
ade women group kiro organize both in diaspora ku jila back home ke ja wore den got endorsing the people coalition for civil action the
okay
protest was plan
oh
ike
okay
jaki lo endorse ke women group ka won jaga de wore ke
juga support
lakin wore kana eje ko won ta ga musulin man ti inen tin uncle godi da taw sejini ke one of the former governor of northern Baghdad one of these people ku koy ko ti man ke ko won ge bange kene ataw ki already ti man wora ke ti ke tan to ke ti ke got kwa ti ke tan to kwa ti de ti ke so the other group of actually are mobilized including all the other opposition parties actually wora ke ne ti ke got in endorsement for this protest lord kujela rebel group achieve radio tower behind the scene who planning then the military offensive attacking according to intelligence briefing military offensive brutal and we coordinate by all these rebel all the other opposition parties they go outside the peace agreement they are coordinating with the civil organization kujela these activists kiron mat kujela women group all the civil society when against peace agreement. So again, they're working as one coalition, a alliance. While line can a big umbrella dito. Yen where I got talking, like I don't want to waste your time.
no
But we
definitely
for the
yeah
including the parties one kilo then one and we discuss the Rome Rome peace agreement. Ke bana talk ki. What I can ban talk yet. And then we are like when ke ne man ka yoga le ya bo to do. Like get the same message. In a game kwa engega book ban la we ko a che protest and pen go we with the constitutional right back road express back lu assembly back lu associate ko we citizen gi Sudan ba ka do na pion dun back express lakin gi director ka go violent gi director ka nyage taw gi jaye do e kenen ke chokwe we cannot trust this ku kuden tik ba ka style en wan tik wan lo yene ke Arab Spring uprising wan lo wan chok ban pe ko wan chok Mubarak ko wan chok Mamur Gaddafi ko wan ti Umar Bashir chen chok ko wan ti ban ko fi Middle East ti ke chok to man ban Syria ku jala ban ko ti ka tem ke chok kwa ka ne na ti lo adopted according to the philosophy then kwa ka ne ga yo ka ti lui in Africa African people like different people with different kind of behaviors. So ka ken chi ki ka ban ko go ne ko pin nam dang ne civilized in a way when they treat their citizens. Wa kenen ke message book ban wel ka ban Daniel ka yo chin ka ko Facebook Martin man kia mo ko tonga ka tar ti apana la ga ja ku yi na apana video lo cha nam jara jalu protest especially lang area ti jeng pada ngun to under threat by the rebel ka tar rot ka aja ku je radio leodi maybe other jeng ko ke to area to ne area te ne ke peaceful ku de ke den la ko chan am ja la ke de ne ke ye
I
ke
can
men da bu ban le we ko ye jeng pada media os message
I
da ke
can
message
yeah
le ku we in ke wona o ga consent kwa yen jeng pada tawren in to pi paloj malut kwena ko go ku bi balit ku bi kor plus ku fiji ku jaru wengu na biye ku jela won ko bitcoin ko jeng nyaay gro tine ken bag jolo lo cha na man miya ka ci ba ka da ko ken ka kar message lekin we have been monitoring all this commotion and all the media but I think you ke ta wore da dai ye no ke ben that conclusion there no message ken chu la we lo ke refrain from this protest na bi jolo lo miya ku de kala yin yo ko bi chen liuti win chu le ira na
in cha le jare de be look taban ne ke yen wel ku ke ne message le kai ko ban even that be a young ban also kwa de young kok de uprise dan che lo organize also but che yen bi wo ja me yen un ken en pin ku yen un we ku ke buk join yen ko buk lek la ki ran nan blo bi uprise de yen lo ngor kala lo lakin ke ba gini ada wan ta kin le trade internet safety pan junub tena chentene safety to whether bala fi north east south junub Sudan I chentene safety there is no safety place safety el ba yitok bid was ko rare ke yuriurut ya o yene safety lakini I chen safety to kanade abrai loiret pelen kiman chine lwel apana almane I chi chagrer peacefully kachen abrai I chen peacefully re to apana de lanu yau gulen gata lo ken ku yen nin chulu here ku ngaten pla jobe protest be lo yin protest lo ki met pio lanu ko ken yin bin protest lo ya ba lakini yo ye da lan already we ko don chi ryong nam ku ko don dang chi ya ke yin how do you join the protest ma protest lo join the midin pio you ko ka bala yo lakin ka lu uprise ken a che ke deran le yin yo ka lu ko push abichir kana green card wan I mean red card wan cho ko loy planning ya wan abi media tiong ja red abi chir ka be ko no lakin final ya chi bana zero pa ya
yen
na
red card mu man ne ben different color yen ka ci
yen
jo bela
yen
ben
de
ye
yeah ela ben different color ela ben indirect ka go ko loy confused lakin ke chan jai gon ran chol jong por cha kon chol on live de ne ku le ngo chin ke lu join ke red card ya ba le ke red card ke failure even ko ya quick leaders ke lo ke failure and chi de lo join over failure up to now there is no red card acha like in before ken lu fail cái ko lu yen ke ga bi lu fail wana chi ro be na gok zar ke lu iya ngagana luyen ku ngak zara achi aprai the work very yok one green card red card one chu ke yo war ko lu complaining the same thing lakin ran be job lu organize ne yen aprai ken let us see who is it ba yin chale jere de ja
thank you yen one ma di chol ma god a good jok mayom chu le chanin wed won te gode ede te kan the make sense actually whatever plan is to killing yin but some yin don't know that e kene anye ji yen mumman kene mumman yem sin kene ko luyen spie ko luyen mastermind mostly anye ke according to that intelligence I know majority of them they can meet the right economic jang that's what we know so far but the economic jang a ci ke ngi jengo e jing ko jing no ka ci ke ti ku ko jing lo da fa u kran e kon char to begin at hope and we proud ko e mi jang na we cin gra ti in ra no kon protect ba family do kon protect ku jabena jam ga bin jinu Sudan protect wa we war ke jang ga ke aka wel de di ke ye ku lo ke ne a ce ki mi yari den kum kom ke ki mi yari da cin ga lu jing lakin ga jing to na boro lo da fo ke bin yo Why yen chu le jin brother dan with ba bear de ki one ma de chol Daniel ding god ne actually did you understand their suffering at home? Let them express their constitutional right without caution from the diaspora group members. Yes, I understand your comment, brother, but this is not peaceful. The fact that this protest is actually being coordinated with the rebel who are against the peace implementation, I think that is why it is dangerous, and that's why we are cautioning our people not to be part of this so-called peaceful protest. It is not a peaceful protest anyway, because this is going to be like Middle East, a spring uprising, which have actually hosted some of the presidents in that region.
No.
So we are actually urging our people that this protest is actually being coordinated with the rebel who are against the peace agreement. And that is why it is very dangerous to our people to go on the street. Because on those days when these people are going to protest, there is going to be a military offensive to be launched simultaneously by the rebel forces. That is according to the intelligence. So my brother,
yeah,
I think we are not actually trying to infringe or dictate the constitutional right of our citizens. But if this were, if there were no threat, if there were no potential threat, I think they should go on the street and protest.
Yeah,
but given the intelligence, this is actually being coordinated with the rebel in the bush. It's not going to be acceptable.
Martin Rani Chol Daniel Ding. I don't think if a believe protest ke kuloi ka be pai saba pi South Sudan kuloi chana may believe in just thinking now, but later on he not gonna make it. So kulwel kutuna ke quite of you know buten yenaran yang kana I believe at of you know like I believe la be pai saba kuloi chana abia very dangerous take already like I believe bigger the Facebook yes we agree. You can write anything here. Like my brother, let me tell you, in Kibai Sabah, ai là cái yên coi chứ cái thôi mày là nó yên cái nó có coi tồi tiền của yên kia là tiền cái nữa ở đây so my problem là nó yên coi của yên tồi tiền kia là tiền lekin in chưa coi chứ tồi tiền của lôi những lôi kia của yên in kia là tiền của cái dangerous many time bu coi lôi lên nên là nó min mi tên của cái lôi lên rồi thì giờ cái chú chơi rồi vì sao Sudan là cái này cái very dangerous đi coi chứ cái learn from now cả nào ngồi coi cái chia learn cái gì giếng then you should evaluate learn forever yani for your life you need an young they will not na loy protest the good idea thì Genova Sudan cái in che young in should evaluate learn that in check in bed did a you never know anything you know pa wo no wo cái wo dàn coi cái nữa a savior in a loy ko ai che cái bác là yo cái na pen ku we chan chắc là yo là kin we making the savior to you lano to live is good yeah
cái bật đuông là mình brother Daniel Ding nó để nằm lại để chú luôn thế we are you are optional na charo dua ku yere yogonu in a citizen that is going to devote his own life balu sacrifice chan ba nyu the nu yin lo protest chan bin junu bin ko bin ke will ni ba ke war ke yere chi of yo
but
ke ya ko bo ki we coach ke insecurity wona go ting kiro tafi a chan shi government no le no protest na shi le twin ka de ga tasi kwa ka tasi ngo le le rebel to ati ki ko vital ga big for the je ko le yin ko ro yogo no yin ne sap ku yin ti ping intelligent gi le yin briefing shi government je bai ku ye le yin la twin ga protest yin la ga choice lakin de ga bi na yogo le mia ka yin ke responsible ye ake luel kutene ke substitute uja security du inge ko bogen men le we ulela kene achidi malki lakini ne nchin ni rio jo tin won ko tin trata ti ka yo ko tin de le big lo chana mu ko porte kwa yen brother ke chodu na to bi junu Sudan kinde namra ni lo chana ranen yo nu ka pet we la dum go we ga jwa che ga man den trata ti ke chodu lakini na era ne ka ra we ke bilai rere dula lakini ngira no yene we ka ba ka ga yin la in ke constitutional right can ka you can clear so you need to dictate brother Daniel Day
pa wanin bilu ga che brother dengan balage na ran ban te ko bin la to chan ba to chi ye so chan ba kai war ka di ku bia yin bila nok uprise kana that is a good idea pa ko ba ta wi no mini ran yin lui planning in kreje ro lui kana dig lui planning ku mi ro chien lui planning ku yin to twing chan ba kai wat nim kubala la aran chi amarom is up to you lano yin ko ba kai war paran ko bi kai war I don't care to die you know lano na lwele ne ko ba kai war chi wan chi so kai war kan ki la tuen ba sudan a chi lwele dilir la ben tuen kada wo ka che che kada ka che a che fake bullet kada wo get live bullet pa yin mo kon moy na awel yin kon moy na awel kulok ay
actually
kulok
ko
ben
be le ke katir
kulok ay kulok ben yi chok ma yen chiu be lege lano yin chiu be no ki so wan de pie de yim go mo ki cha ya kulok ay lok ben ku dom men ke won ko is okay pa yin ke ko le ku yin e your life na cha your life kon is up to you pa cha ran yen ko bu le dig lo pa ja ko lui pe mo bi lu ku yen ko ja ngo won te to tin ja ko lui pe mo wrong kai ke la lwel ki lwel chi ko bi ga right lo no wa che yin lwel ku yo yom talatina chirki dai ben chan book dai that we need to watch movie this can be a movie ako ko bu way that chan how it look like lekin chan bu ko romi chien ku jo ko lui preaching yen kan yen ku ko jon wel yin dig la tin kan kan chol pure je ko loy kan pure je abcd chan go ngi abcd yen ko bu loy kan lan protest ko bu loy la bin pure je la loy protest na la te le ke ran bro na miet chứ coi cái red card wa lôi cái wa na yin leader wa na rotia na chiro de nyot ku na jo ya ra ne to jo yin ra na leader de kina ne Daniel kwa ku chalwel ya lo ya rise de ro betian ke ya leader no I cannot hide myself lakin wa leader zikro betian ku be ran dang be ben ke yen lule le leader la che lweren ku chi ne lweren ku yin lo ya rise what the hell is it so let move on and then we don't need to judge anybody so just continue uprise and not uprise is up to you
ban
but
red
you
card ka ben ban red card ka ben
when Isaac we will give you maybe 5 minutes Lana we close to go but our topic today was a message about what go on but we don't have any debate about these people even people they writing there they thinking that we are debating or we are preventing anything but we're not preventing anything we just judging we just telling our people that do not be a part of this it's very dangerous for you Billy look 5 minutes for brother Isaac and then we can move
yeah
out from here
welcome brother Isaac Point
How y'all doing,
I
man?
know you are a strong advocate for popular uprising and I hope you are one of the leaders who are actually behind this. And it is red card movement that is now being turned into people coalition for
you guys just
action.
wake me up.
So I think I ask you a question. Are you ready? Have you gotten your ticket to fly to South Sudan to be part of the so-called peaceful protest? It's scheduled to take place on August the 30th. Are you going to be there in person?
Isaac, you froze, brother.
I think it's frozen.
What's going on?
I book
I book just you con picture the not disappear. One of the connection.
Again, what die, brother Isaac Koinga, and you Sudan, where I'm fiore, I believe the people, a man violent run, like King say your daddy go, can most of the country can support. KK create when a rector can violent, like in Ran can respect, who can trust. Because today, again, is the rebel. Today, the legal philosophy then, yen achieve your mid direction in our country, we can I understand it. Ran can get real peaceful. Why yen at the prep that I'm say in call be tried below in a violent way. Brand and pay below like he talk again, brother. I the point. Yen ka doing ran with pure, but they shall be and near quite by together. cái răng lôi phiêu bật cái ghé răng chắc lôi ngoài chứ mà nó yên nó trong cái nó mồi nổi để khi cái coi chén lôi cái này chén nhá mà nó về còn cái mà nó sẽ chỉ đan giờ chén này quên luôn 91 ra nó còn gol one cái yên làm cho lem na call cái chú lúc cái giang nuôi nè vì cái chỗ la dar jawan check 91 check cái mình lôi riêng cái no one cái go bela po man tin the second time ero de loy tani ke yeni ran chol ulun en ke ria ga ni chol garu jwan no ke ton nam to wa ni kan garu jwan le ko bia part of the fee lakin wan tin ne ki che won ki kwan ke governor go ulun go ryong no I mean go garu go ryong no e man ga ki garu jwan ne ajo be la trouble kera ajo be la ngwen
what go on man
kera ajo be la re ke jo la ka yit ayen
I don't know. I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah, kuna deri na de nagul in the kamsa dagai kan ni deri nadla. We want to get out here, man. We just waiting for you. The good girl, we wake you up. Okay, come on, let us hear. Billy Luke Basal, you ready for the 30th of this month for protest? Are you ready?
Listen, man, listen. I started this thing long time ago, and okay, but on the 30th, this is not my problem. All right, they didn't talk to me about nothing. I don't know nothing about this. This is the problem, and if they can do it, let them blow up Southern Sudan, because Southern Sudan uprising. If you guys need uprising, all right, I'm not with the 30th. 30th, I don't have a hand on it. All right, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not gonna get in there. Okay, but if you guys want to do uprising, do it in Juba, in front Kir house, blow that house. Kumino gotta have me more, man, because some Kir, because some lamana ma Kir. Peace out. Good night. Do it, Sudanese. Do it. Y'all gonna have a better life. This nonsense president. Some
Rana chiro ge different lakin anyway. In chiro lo mute, you mute yourself. Bill Luke.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You have heard from Brother Isaac. Isaac just came and expressed himself, but it is unfortunate that he used offensive language on the platform or on the studio. That was quite unfortunate. But I understand he's very frustrated with the system and the government of South Sudan, which we all understand. However, I condemn you, Brother Isaac, for using that offensive language on the show. We do not want to entertain that kind of language, but we understand your frustration. So your message is very clear, and there is nothing surprising to hear from you with such a negative approach. So thank you for standing your ground.
I just feel Bill Luke le Brother Isaac. They good again the message le our people ma le Salva Kiir Mayadi lakin Isaac have a different idea ugalo ma part of this lakin ja wega numbers lakin ata lo inta bamol muzarat zato inta numbers will show you that is you gonna fail ano inta buwaga tawale lano aja bugulo right inta there right bitak ma le del o ma le yani le nafas inta bamol يعني بطريقه اللي هو زول بفهم لكن بطريقه زال you will lose a lot لانه they out بكل الناس always they lost because they do things by force لانه حاجه بعملوا بقوه ده ما بمجا فانا ممكن اقول I think it's not good idea to say something like this in this forum but it's okay we will meet next time but we now learn from you that you use some language that we usually we're not supposed to use that language. Even in Taderamal Muzara you can do it, but no ma kid in front of public. In Chaleja ready Bilu Kuja quite die, walk Altani Janbura, we welcome also. But we must say one there. But in Chaleja ready Bilu Kuyara and Yen Dive and Damandai lawyer 107 time down in New York, 107 Sabah. Wa ko nyone sa kam du yin te ke ti di an te sa wai du sa ba da gai
yeah 12 mala try that because that yellow loy very soon
yeah pa wo ki ko je ten ku yo iran yin dai ben ma le ba jo be la ping le te en live 1 hour and 30 minutes work chi be get to me na chung job time you job live on Saturday kuna de debate ten go be la debate na de kilo time and then we come live again. Và in chale will look wo video yam ko jiten ko hello ba video yo tiok then ko ba yo will last and then I will get out here now.
Hey, and chokran. Have a good night.
All right, thank
We're
you.
quite poor, and say, take die, keke well kaka, chaka ping, well ko bi ko jiten, ku yen in brother Daniel Ding, I think ko ne tribalism here, message that very clear. Ku ko da ke general advice, to ran you Sudan and ko below chanam, to ku yen, a protest can a beat. Ko gen le protest can a beat. Ke ko un jire chok, ke ko un ge to on, ko to on ga ke, a je ki peace, a chi ke peace the Louis na fazukene, a chi ke lo recognize. So ki intention is very clear. Ke bi work is square one. Ku big your door and talk I think gonna be rioga. We can I can't dig. I can't dig. A wedding no accept the coach ku ja security. Aye in free. A security the coach. Aye jeopardize. So in go away yo ku le yin ran ku ye matach we ku. Ki mal ku re fandu. Yin ran no le yin ke ero yo no ke tari. Yin bu we ku ba ka jwar. Jwa choice. A chia de ran di ken ni god no won le yen we ki taw ki en chi ei we go taw ki yin chin ngek to yin ngi to bin we ku bin ke mok tin na ko ye yo ku le this is the cause bin we ku bin ke gam ke agbo na ye le we ku ko ba ka taw ken ko gin yo ku le yin domor ko ku dun la tine kan ni en ke message dan le ku ko gen le peaceful protest le kan che peaceful ke chere ko taw anen to fi region ta bargadal ade ko bideng moji ten a che plan rebel big deng moji offensive ta rebel abroad to fi Equatoria chagwa ting mane mane yi dia ko na ya bun ga ke kanisa ai kan nok kam e kan de juba highway ku jala e karam numni so rebel ta ki ten ku ti de mane ke ko bi ko jolo chanam ke talga bi pata wali rebel will launch the military offensive ninga panal ga tonga ta tino re aning bag lo chanam ko ga panal ko ba ka moje ko ke opportunity be able to wrong big low in a big noom gonna be weak in a big by law national. So this is going to be a chaos, and we don't want to see this chaos. We don't want to see life lost in this kind of situation. So we are kindly and politely requesting all of you to refrain from this so-called peaceful protest. It is not peaceful because this is actually coordinated with the rebel that are waiting to launch a military offensive against the national unity government. So we just came here to friendly advise you to avoid this so-called peaceful protest because it is coordinated with the rebel leaders that are against this peace agreement. We understand your frustration. However, this is not safe for you. It's not safe for your life. It's not safe for your property. So stay away. However, we are not here to dictate your constitutional right. It is up to you to make that determination. It is up to you to make that choice at your discretion. Thank you very much. Have a good night.